Hey everybody, I wanted to make a short video on capos. All right, so a capo has different things that you use it for, but basically you have on your banjo this right here. This first is called the nut, okay, and that's where your strings leave this headstock area and go onto your fretboard. Okay, the nut, from the nut to the bridge on our strings, is a certain length. Okay, and what we do with the capo is we basically pinch our strings. It pinches them down onto the fretboard, which, what does that do? Well, first of all, it shortens the length of our string. Okay, it shortens that length, and what that does is that changes the note. Okay, so this bottom string right here was a D. When we don't have the capo on, the bottom string, when we're in standard G tuning, is a D. Okay, when we put the capo on, that's going to change that note. Okay, so if I put it at the second fret there, that turns it into an E. Okay, takes it up a step. So it takes every string up a full step, all right? And what that does is when we put it on the second fret, we're now in the key of A, okay? Now, one thing to remember is that we always need to capo our fifth string as well. So if we go up 2 frets to the A, we take this from a G, this is our high G, we take that to an A. If we do not have a fifth string capo, we just tune it up to an A. So if we are going up 1 fret with our capo, we're going to tune this to a G sharp, all right? And as far as the fifth string is concerned, I would not tune it higher than A. You risk breaking it at that point. So if you only have a capo for your fretboard here, only take it up 2 frets if you don't have one for your fifth string. Now, the fifth string capo, I have this neat little gadget called railroad spikes going all the way up mine because I want to be in all kind of different keys. But how this works is it's just nailed into my fretboard, and I just push the string under the little head of it. Let's see if you can see that. There's a little notch there that I just push the string down under it, and then I have an A. It just shortens the length of that string. Now, why would I use a capo? Well, there's multiple reasons. If I want to play with other instruments and they are in a higher key, tuned in a higher key, or if they're using a capo, that's a good reason to use one. Instruments like a mandolin and a fiddle, they're in the key of A. So oftentimes, just putting your capo on the key of A, your capo on the second fret will allow you to play with those kinds of instruments without changing, and this goes into my next thing, without changing your fingering, okay? So what a capo enables me to do is, let's say any song I play over here, it's got the chords that I'm going to play. If it takes a C chord and a D7 chord, for me to get into another key, I would have to play different chords, okay? Or use a capo and not play different chords. So if I go here and I play that same C, that same shape, I'm now playing a D. Same thing for D7. It goes up to an E7. So the capo is a very good device for keeping things simple. If you don't want to learn to transpose in your head on the fly to be in another key with another instrument. Another use of a capo, the best thing I love it for, is it's obviously going to change the sound. You know, changing that key is going to change the sound of whatever you're playing, and it enables you, especially if you're not a strong singer, ding, 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 if you're not a strong singer, you can place the capo so that it's easier for you to stay within your singing abilities. You'll always see me up at 2 or even 3 a lot of times. That's kind of the range that I like to stay in. So other things you can do for your 5th string. There are several devices out there that you can purchase to where you do not have to nail anything into your fretboard. And I'll link a couple of them below. I've tried several, but as you can see, and on every banjo I own, you're going to see these because it is quick, easy, and there's very few malfunctions. I'm not going to put down any of these other devices, but for me, this is what works best, is what I like. I can do it quickly. So I'll link a couple of those below. There are several that pinch. There's a suspender type one that pinches down. It clamps at the bottom and clamps at the top, and it's got a little nylon elastic cord thing that pinches down wherever you place it. The only thing that I see as a disadvantage to that type is that it does put something on the back side here. So if you have capoed up here and you capo down here, if you want to go up the neck any, you might run into hitting that, and that would be a problem. But there are other ones that screw on and screw down into the string and sort of pinch the string without, they don't do anything to harm your banjo at all or anything like that. And with those, I've tried one, and I found that it moved around too much on me when I would play the 5th string. And sometimes you need to play that aggressively, but go ahead and try some of those out. Because we want to be able to capo. It's a great tool. It makes things easier for us without having to learn to play in different keys. We can do that later, of course, but to begin with, if you want to just play with other instruments quickly, just slap that capo on. Okay, I hope you got something out of that. Hope you enjoyed it. Go ahead and subscribe down below if you haven't already. And always, always remember, Jesus loves you. Bye-bye.